This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
It's a great zchus to be at the Kever here of Reb Chaim Avishalom ben Ezra Avram Ublanka Kohen Prachia, known as the Chelban, who was a milkman. So just off the bat, you see an amazing thing. Somebody who works honestly for a living could be elevated to the status of one of the great individuals in Klal Yisrael. There are a few notable points mentioned on the Kever that are worthwhile to point out. First, it's mentioned he was Nitman Yud Gimel Av, which is also the yard site of Megala Mukais, who was one of the great Mikubalim. And it says specifically 4 hours after his Patira. So you see that they emphasize the great zchus to be buried as soon after the Patira as possible. It's mentioned here that he was Melitz Yosher on Klal Yisrael. We know Chazal tell us that's a great midah, not to cause accusation against the Jewish people, but rather always to tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to point out to Yibban Hashem the good deeds and the good qualities of the Jewish people, which also lent and elevated him to a great status in Shamayim. That's why it says, Yodoi Prusa Levyoinim Bal Koyach Bracha Utfila. So, yesterday we were at the Kever of Shimon HaTzadik, and as we mentioned, while we were there, somebody came, we don't know who it was, he said that the Chelban was Megala at the Kever of Shimon HaTzadik, that since it says in Perkei Avos that Antignois Ish Soichai Kibel Mi Shimon HaTzadik, that Antignois was buried right next to Shimon HaTzadik. This was the Koyach of somebody who worked honestly for a living. He was Ish Avoida Tamim Derech Yirei Elokim, and through his honest work, that was the yisoid of being able to propel him and the Jewish people to very great heights.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.